as a fan of speed, we hope that you will really like this next film, because basically Marty is going to meet someone who is hoping to go faster than anyone else on two wheels.
Back in 1999, Britain's Richard Brown came here to the Bonneville Salt Flats in the United States to break the world record for the fastest thing on two wheels. He smashed it, travelling at almost 333 miles per hour. But to qualify as a record, he had to do it twice. But there was a problem.
We're standing down. Unfortunately, we've blown the rear tyre.
On his second pass, disaster struck. With the rear tyre blown, Richard's record attempt was shattered.
So, as they say, that's all, folks.
In September 2010, an American team raised the bar and set the record at 376.363 miles per hour. Now, after 16 years, Richard's back to try again.
I believe it should be a British-held record, you know. It's a perfect, great British endeavour. Let's damn well do it.
Richard's new bike is lighter. Crucially, he's added tougher tyres. For the test trials, there's an extra stabilising wheel for safety. But it's what lies under the bonnet that makes this bike a potential record breaker. Most motorcycles use, well, you know, a motor to drive the back wheel, but there is another way to propel something forward. Richard's bike uses a jet engine, similar to those found in commercial airliners. But to give it more power, it's got something called an afterburner. An afterburner injects extra fuel into the hot exhaust fumes. This fuel ignites to create an explosive force that will more than triple the engine's thrust. How do you feel about being sort of strapped into a missile and then sort of launched down a track?
Pretty damn nervous, actually, but, you know, it's part of the job.
Today, Richard and his team are about to test whether or not the afterburner works. When they tried it last year, it failed to fire, so the pressure is on today. It's a tense moment. If Richard's new jet reaction bike is to break the current speed record, the afterburner absolutely has to work. It all hinges on this. Okay, this is it, the moment of truth. Will the afterburner work? There's only one way to find out. Richard, well done. How was that? How did that look like?
Absolutely fantastic.
I mean, I'm no expert, but that looked like you got some sort of afterburner.
Yeah, well, did we get an afterburner?
So...
Yeah, no, really plants you in the seat. I mean, you know, it goes from, it's fast before the afterburner, you go to afterburner and it's just warp drive, you know.
Today's test was successful. The afterburner worked. The bike reached 180 miles per hour, but Richard will need to top 376 to break the record in the USA. If he does, he'll be the first Briton to do so since 1937.
Good luck.
Good luck indeed, yeah. Now, listen, we always try, don't we, and try and match our films with our guests, and we've got some shots that match perfectly, because, Idris, just talk us through what is happening here. This is the Flying Mile?
This is the Flying Mile in Pendine Beach.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a 7-mile beach, and I basically tried to break a record that Sir Malcolm Campbell owned for a long time. And it's basically to be on a beach and do a mile, measured mile,
right,
one way and that way. And he did it at 172 miles an hour, and I did it at 183 miles an hour.
Amazing. I know we were just saying, you know, the Bentley is a bit like a bungalow on wheels. It's quite boxy, isn't it? I mean, very
Bungalow
posh.
on wheels.
You know,
Yeah,
but you wouldn't
is.
think it could go that fast.
It's a very fast car. It's a big car. When we were going at 110 miles an hour, it starts to hydroplane. because of the water on the beach.
Oh, right.
And I mean, it's literally flying, but I had to go like 180 miles an hour to literally. And we had this one shot, there's a helicopter, and he's coming down, and his downwind was pushing my car. Oh my God, helicopter!
See, if I would have known you were in Pendine, I would have come and waved the flag for you.
There you go.
Oh, you should have, yeah.
So the same day as Luther hits our screens, you've got a character out.